Hello there. What is up, my heteros and homos? It is officially June, and you know what that means?
It's time to start losing rights by the second. Woo!
In celebration of Pride Month, I thought, you know what there is a little bit too much of in the world? Positivity and acceptance. Now, how will I be contributing to this? Am I going to be lifting up a historically marginalized and disenfranchised group of people with the kindness, love, and appreciation that I am known for? Absolutely fucking not. I'm gonna be roasting y'all. Hold on, something needs to change here. There, much better. Now, as we all know, there are, quite frankly, far too many little made-up identities that people have, and they just want to take every selfish little opportunity they have to be at least a little bit marginally happy, to flaunt their fucking little bad decisions in everyone else's faces, in all of us good heterosexuals people's faces, and they're just making up little pride flags in order to celebrate their individuality. Well, I, for one, have had enough of it. All the gays have had it too good for too long, and I'm here to bring them back down to earth, because we all know that if other people are happy, we need to drag them down in the dirt with us, like that bitch of an ex-wife of mine. First on the chopping block, the gay pride flag. Ew, you look happy? Try again. This flag right here is a classic. And what I mean by classic is boring. You want to celebrate being happy with a rainbow? Wow, good for you. Now, I will say that this right here is a perfect way to, intertwine the crooked gay agenda into everyday life. It's just the perfect way to get poor, unsuspecting, middle-aged Midwestern women to buy into your whole agenda when they think they're just being positive. You think all of those guys are just happy and fun? Wrong, they're gay. They're always gay. Now, much like Pokemon, who we all know are queer, the gay flag just constantly goes through a line of evolutions, and my God, do they just keep changing. Trying to be more inclusive of people? Why? More and more things just keep being added onto it, and after, 5 minutes of looking away, much like Pokemon, you don't even know what the fuck is going on here. Who are all these little guys? Where did they come from? Next up, we have gay men. Now, you might be a little confused as to why there's a gay pride flag, and there's also a flag for gay men. Because they're selfish. Obviously, if you know anything about the quote-unquote homos, you'll know that everything is about gay men all the time. They have to have all the attention, and they have to have all the flags, all right? 2 flags for the flag. Now, as we all know, the quickest way to spot a gay man is to ask him about The Little Mermaid. Now, would any good, reasonable, heterosexual man love The Little Mermaid because a child's tits are out most of the movie? Yes, of course. However, the queers, they're hiding in plain sight. They love it not because of the underage romance, but instead because they want to be Ariel, and they also think Prince Eric is hot. If they didn't want men throwing themselves in the ocean after him, why did they make him look like that? Now, in keeping with Disney's worldwide trend of acceptance and putting people over profit, this also invokes the image of those 2 little gay Italian boys running around in the countryside and eating pasta, on Vespas. We can't have that. Next up, the lesbians. You can tell a lesbian made this flag because the colors just don't go together, sweetie. It ain't working. No, none of these colors go together even remotely well. It looks bad, quite frankly. This is where they failed as women. See, this is what happens when you let girls have autonomy instead of keeping them locked inside, teaching them the fine works from old men in the Bible. Things go astray. Now, if I were to correct this at all, I would say that to more accurately represent the lesbians, it needs some more plaid, I would say. Maybe also a tool belt. That would help convey the idea better. Next up, those greedy bisexuals. Now, I'll be the first to say it. This flag is ugly. It does not look good together. The colors are muted. It's like whoever designed this has never seen a color theory video in their life. You want all of the colors to just be as indistinguishable as possible. They all have the same value. Throw it in grayscale. You'll see what I mean. Here, we of course have the bis trying to pick up every little color that they can. They got the pinks, they got the blues, and then you mix them all together and it makes a disgusting muddy purple. Also, why aren't the lines even? Next up, the pansexuals. These happy little guys, they're just trying to make the world a better place. You love everyone? Oh, good for you. These bimbos, they didn't know what colors to pick. They just said fuck it and went with all the primary colors. You think it looks cute? Is it because it is cute? Wrong. Now, the polysexuals. Obviously made up. It's like someone looked at the pansexual flag and wanted to make it edgier, but they're just incapable of any edginess at all, and so they just made it slightly bluer. They looked at Baskin-Robbins' wild and reckless ice cream and thought, that's what we want on a flag. And of course the omnis. These people claim to love multiple genders. Oh, do you? Now, how do they go about representing this? They have pink and blue on the same flag. How original. Of course, unlike the pansexual and the polysexuals who say, gender doesn't matter to me, the omnis down here, they love segregation. Maybe that's a little too harsh. They love putting people in boxes. And they say, you know what, it does matter. They have at least some brain in them. No, what they say is we love the women, we love the men, and sometimes we love the gaping black hole that is the mysterious third option of gender. Up next, the aces. This is boring as hell. Now, much like every single asexual person in the world, this flag just shows their complete and utter lack of personality. We all know that someone's value and character comes from their want and desire to fuck other people. And asexuals, since they aren't interested, obviously have nothing to show for it. Now, the telltale sign of an asexual person is, of course, their love of the color purple. I can't explain it, that's just how it is. The only personality trait that they have is their love of the color purple and also dragons. The aromantics, another group of liars. Now, much like the aces, we all know that they have no personality, but unlike the aces over here, the aromantics, they're all just green with envy. And why is that? It's because no one wants to date them. It's not that they are not interested in a romantic relationship with other people. It's that no one's into them. And what does that make them? Green with envy. Now, of course, what do you get when you add the asexual boring flag and the aromantic boring flag together? This monstrosity. Now, how do we go from adding together this and this to make this? I'll never know. But neither will the gays because they're all bad at math. Obviously, just ask Alan Turing. They are so repulsed by everyone else that they wanted to make the most repulsive flag in the world. And of course, doing that by throwing together a little complementary colors of orange and blue. Look at that color theory, motherfuckers. You look at someone and you think, is that person objectively attractive? Yes. And is that person someone that you enjoy being around and want to spend time with? Also yes. So obviously you're in love with them. No, the math makes no sense. It's like you can't put two and two together. Now we have the demisexuals and the demiromantics. It's like if someone took the asexual and the aromantic flags and made them Puerto Rican. These people, at least they're bad liars. They're not committing to the bit. While 99% of the time they don't like people, sometimes the facade cracks and, you know, they want to throw in a little spice in their life. Who can blame them? As they always say, they're not interested. Unless... Next up, trans flag. This Sylveon-ass looking flag. It's too cute. That's my criticism. It's too goddamn cute. Like all of the transgender people out there. I know this is a roast, but I do not want to roast this flag because it is so goddamn cute. And objectively, trans people have it the worst out of anyone in the queer community right now. If you disagree with me...
Spitting?
He's spitting?
Oh, spitting at them. Is that the sign?
Sign.
Spit! Spit!
Hey, you! Oh, what is wrong with you people?
Non-binaries, the enbys. It's ugly. Now, much like the fashion that non-binary people claim to have, this is just a horrible amalgamation of whatever garbage is left over. None of this goes together. However, much like NB fashion, the more you look at it, the more you think they're onto something, you know? You look at them and you think, that could never possibly work. But slowly after time, you begin to think, maybe it does work. Maybe they've been right about something all along. Anyway, next up, the Genderfluid. This chaotic ass looking flag. Who designed this? Looking at this invokes the spirituality of being gender fluid. As Mama always said, the day is like a box of chocolates. You never know which gender you're gonna wake up with. Now, even though gender fluid people sometimes feel as presenting male, sometimes feel as presenting female, we all know that they spend 99.9% of their time dressed like a fucking cave troll, crawling around on the ground in a sweatshirt that's far too big for them. Ah, yes, the genderqueers. You know, I will give them points for originality on this one, because who in their right mind would think to put these together for a flag? Much like with understanding the gender of genderqueer people, what the fuck is going on here? This is truly thinking outside the box. Everyone else is on a pretty good spectrum, and then the genderqueer people are just throwing it all in a blender. This here is truly the secret third option, but instead of it being the third option, it's like 7 down on the list, and at that point, we just don't know what's going on. Ah, yes, the Agenders. Now, this flag right here is giving radar targeting system, which is accurate for the Agenders because they're nowhere near the fucking radar. They're off in like the 5th dimension playing chess with chaos, all right? Whatever they got going on, it's not for you or I to understand. Now, I do say that they get their point across quite well because everything about this flag is screaming, do not refer to me, look at me, or think about me ever. I am the Matrix itself. Next up, intersex people. This, quite frankly, is the perfect flag for the intersex community. Why is that? It's because this is exactly what your skin will look like after having to explain for the 10th, 100th, 1000th time to someone what being intersex is. It's just gonna be a big old bruise on your forehead.
Nobody react to what I'm about to tell you. I think that kid might be the Avatar.
Now, almost last, but certainly not least, we have the Polyamorous. Not least because there's so many goddamn people involved. Nothing about this right here screams pride flag. This screams active militia. This is not giving, we're here, we're queer, we're in love. This is giving Sun Tzu Art of War. The giant golden heart in the center just really turns this into a Sailor Moon ass looking flag, you know? Look, I've never seen an episode of Sailor Moon in my life, but you cannot tell me that all of those cute girls weren't in a polycule together, right? At least some of them were fucking. Now, that being said, I do have a favorite Sailor Scout, and it is, of course, Sailor Jupiter. Why? Look, she's tall, she's hot, she's got a ponytail, and most importantly, she looks the most like me. Now, last but certainly least, we've got the straights. Now, I will say this about the straights. Us straights, excuse me, my tongue slipped there. The straights are just single-handedly keeping the human race going, you know? And look how well it is going, my friends. Now, these flags here are just gorgeous, you know? It really just captures the essence of what it's like to be straight. And by that I mean it's boring as hell. It has no personality whatsoever. Come on guys, live a little. No, here we have an ode, of course, to what is valued most by straight people, that being NASCAR. Now, there are a few little designs here. We of course have the regular straight flag and a straight ally flag, you know. This one is giving, I understand the plight of queer people and I am here to support them despite my own heterosexuality. And this one over here is giving actively in prison for a hate crime. Now, which hate crime is that? I'll never tell. It's probably multiple. You know, straight people are okay. As long as they just, you know, keep everything about them to themselves, I think they deserve to live. That should be up for review every few years, but still. All right, that's all I've got for you today. Now, just know that if you do have some sort of made-up identity that wasn't included on this list, just know that it's not because I either forgot about it or just didn't have anything insightful to say about it. It's because I don't value you as a human being. You're welcome. By the way, got this flag from a neighbor who was having a yard sale, aka turning in their homosexuality card, and I got this for $5. It was all folded up, so I thought it was 2 flags because of the size of the pile. Nope. It's an 8-foot long flag. Ridiculous. However, it's just so obtrusive and in your face. Gotta love it. Well, this has been fun. I am off to do some straight people activities like taxes or bullying children online. See you all in hell. They have to have all the attention and they have to have all the flags, all right? 2 flags for the I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. That's too far.